Hello everyone and welcome to the final best of 3 in Group B in the Intel Extreme Masters Season 1. And actually I was wrong previously when I said that in the beginning of this tournament SunShinE was still a human player, because in fact he already switched to Night Elf, so we do see him spawning here in the top left spawn position as Night Elf in red, and he's gonna start with a mover first and the Ancient of War. So we're gonna see a Tavern Hero by SunShinE, and in the bottom right spawn position in yellow is the German human player Spell, who of course starts with Altar first and Barracks, and who is definitely going to go for the AM as his first hero choice.
Job's done.
Basically no doubt about that. And yeah, we'll see who is going to be able to land his first victory in the Group B, who is going to join, spoilers alert if you haven't seen the previous best of 3s of Group B, who is going to join Creo and Ciara on the first 3 ranks. So it is AM first by Spell, Scout Farm being produced here towards the middle to just see his opponent coming in. Of course, the keeping vision on TS rather easy, since there are only basically 2 ways leading to every base, which are across the bridges. So first archers in production. Yeah, it's actually the first archer still. There's in production Altar coming, second Moolah coming. Nothing surprising at all. Spell by now knows about this Tavern Hero build order as well. And by the positioning of his footman, we can already tell pretty sure that he's gonna start by creeping at the bottom of his base, most likely the Renegade Wizard and the Rogues at the Goblin Laboratory first. That is exactly what he's doing. Exactly, he's not gonna get the Lightning Shield here on the AM, getting the Purge on one of the footmen instead. Using the Water Elemental to tank, of course, and Dark Ranger first for SunShinE. And he's gonna start by creeping the middle immediately, so if he wants to, he can get 6 skeletons here very early on, then get aggressive if he wants to, or just continue creeping. Of course, on TS there are several creep camps consisting of many smaller creeps, which then spawn a lot of skeletons. You know, these are basically free skeletons, a lot of skeletons to gain here. The expansion in the corners as well. So yeah, lots of skeletons to gain on TS for the Dark Ranger. AM has finished the first 2 camps. Gloves of Haste and Gauntlets of Ogre Strength. And tech has not started yet for SunShinE, but I'm assuming he's now about to do it any second, I guess, once he realizes that he's able to do so, and that's exactly what's happening right now. Spell, on the other hand, not teching yet. He's got 1, 2, 3 farms only so far, getting the lumber mill as well. And yeah, there are the militia already. Kinda missed that, but he's not going to go for a tech build. He's going for the fast expansion against the Dark Ranger. Of course, plenty of farms always gonna tell him where his opponent is at. He's not going to get level 3 from this creep camp though, but if he gets the time to do so, he would definitely like to continue creeping around his expansion, but that's not going to be the case, at least for now. He's got 4 footmen out at the moment against 5 archers and a couple of skeletons. Nice split on the water elementals though. Defend has already finished, so these archers are not going to do too much damage to the footmen. First of them is probably going to fall to this AM with the next hit. He could use Shadow Melt, but apparently doesn't realize that there's no dust on the AM, at least for now. One of the footmen going down as well, another skeleton for the Dark Ranger, but the majority of them already has gone through a lot of their lifetime, so some of them are gonna run out soon. Nice dodge here on the focus fire with the peasant going into the goldmine, but it's only gonna save his life for a couple of seconds. Reveal used right now from the Goblin Laboratory down here, granting Spell another kill on all of the archers, and actually the lone Dark Ranger is gonna be chased away here pretty soon, but he's got 5 skeletons alive at the moment chasing those peasants. And wow, the archers, yeah, the majority of archers pushed away by Spell, so decent micro by him so far. Another footman's gonna fall, but now the Dark Ranger looked like she might be even forced to Town Portal here, but running out, but then again, it's gonna take her a long time to get back to the Moombas just by foot. Tier 2 wise, well, he's got a little more to go, but soon there, hunters are coming, so we're not gonna see some crazy archer tail and push or anything, so just probably gonna be lures at tier 2. Spell, of course, still tier 1, getting his expansion into production right now. 3 peasants have survived. First arcane tower coming, of course, very important against the skeletons, against the Dark Ranger, and against either a panda or a Naga second, which are the only choices that are basically somewhat viable for SunShinE. He's picking up the panda. SunShinE now, for now, has to fall back into his base though. One Ancient of Lore is coming. Second one... he doesn't have the lumber at the moment to get both of them immediately. Also doesn't have a shop yet. What's coming down here? Okay, the second Ancient of Lore is coming down here. Maybe he's afraid of a cancel by spell, since he's getting aggressive right now. And with only archers against the defense footmen, you know, SunShinE doesn't really have the means to repel the harassment quickly enough to stop spell from cancelling Ancients of Lore when they were just starting to be produced. But as it is now, the one has been producing for quite a while in the very back of the base. The other one isn't going to be scouted in time to be cancelled, so those are going to come up safely. Breath of Fire used against the footman. One archer has fallen here, but that's not too big of a deal. One footman has fallen already as well, and now with all these skeletons, the damage output easily is enough to get rid of those footmen very quickly. So Spell has to send the first 2 of them back already. The third one could escape through this gap here. Oh, trying to close it with the archer, but slightly too late.
Your building is complete.
And therefore all 3 of the remaining footmen are gonna get away here. Spell at the same time not able to do any significant damage though, except for winning time. Tier 3 coming pretty quickly for SunShinE, so he's gonna go into bear production soon. Watermantle is about to run out, shouldn't be able to kill anything more. At the same time, Spell has started his tier 2 tech just now. 1 tower still only up at the expansion, second one coming, shop coming. Lumber mill has been finished a long time ago already. And Dark Ranger is slowly making her way towards level 3. Once she reaches that, well, I'm not really sure how much use that's gonna be initially, but as it appears, Spell wants to keep the pressure up, so it's gonna be of some use. Because, you know, he doesn't want to creep with the Dark Ranger anymore until the panda reaches level 3, so he's not gonna get skeletons with it. But against the human in straight up fights, it's definitely gonna be of huge help to have this these dark minions instead of the lesser dark minions. So Spell, again, he's just trying to win time, trying to prevent SunShinE from leveling up too much. First Riot's out, taking a bit of damage. The archers will fall eventually. I mean, those aren't going to carry SunShinE through the late game. That's going to be the Dryads and the Bear's job. Dispel finished in the meantime as well. First Watermantle dispelled. The archers aren't being healed here in time by the movers. So he's only got 2 Dryads and 2 heroes. But with a Dark Arrow, no problem to hold off this pressure unless he gets surrounded. But looks like that's not going to happen. Or is it? No, it's not. Okay. And 2 more Dryads out, so he's gonna have enough dispel available against the water mantles. He's gonna have enough skeletons against the footmen. So once again, Spell being repelled here without doing damage. And actually, the XP isn't too horrible for the Knight of Heroes as well, as several water mantles and footmen have gone down while this little pressure of Spell was going on. 2 more guard towers coming, blacksmith coming, tier 2 about to finish. Curious to see if he's gonna go tier 3 and go for like tanks and knights and griffins or whatever, or if he's just gonna go for the big tier 2 push with casters, breakers and mortar teams. Still a long way to go for SunShinE until he's gonna get the counter expansion up though. And, you know, he's gonna have the choice between either a huge push with bears, basically all-inning, or getting the counter expansion in play. And the master upgrade is already being researched. He doesn't have a single bear in production though, strangely enough. Okay, maybe he saved some resources for the expansion. There it is, but he'd still have resources to get 1 more bear at least.
Our forces are under attack.
And Panda's gonna reach level 3 right now. Dark Ranger on her way to level 4 already. Of course, level 2 silence against the caster army potentially huge, since the area of effect increases drastically with every level of the silence. Level 4 AM. Let's see. Is he even gonna go for a second expansion that early on? And tier 3, so no, it's not gonna be some kind of caster tier 2 timing push. Dark Ranger coming in, but against the towers, there's nothing she can do here in terms of harassment. Just doing a bit of scouting season, nothing spectacular going on at the expansion. The main hasn't been scouted in a long time. And it looks like the Dark Ranger is now going to change that. Let's see how much she's actually gonna see. Actually, he's building double Arcane Sanctum and Workshop while going tier 3 and getting another expansion.
The sleeper has awakened.
Close attack for the Mountain King second, which has been produced in the meantime. I'm assuming we're gonna see a Paladin on tier 3, just because, you know, generally speaking, he's great for the human as a third hero, for the healing, but especially against the Dark Ranger, when eventually the nuke becomes a very powerful weapon. Towers are being upgraded right now, it's still got a little while to go, and if you can cancel that, that could throw back spell quite a bit, but actually the Dark Ranger does not use the town portal here. Being caught off guard after scouting here, he placed the sentry ward, so he's gonna see everything that's going on in the main. Still a pretty big blunder in my opinion. One of the towers being cancelled, second one as well, and the other ones not being attacked for now. Now the Druids decide to switch their focus, going for the tower. Another Breath of Fire coming in, but the Panda is probably gonna fall as well. Or isn't he? There is one more bolt available on the Mountain King. Panda even turning around for a second there. Okay, another bear coming in. So very greedy play here by SunShinE, but it definitely paid off with those two bears coming in for rejuvenation, forcing the AM to town portal, and that is going to leave this expansion basically more or less unprotected and, you know, ready to be cancelled. He's immediately giving up all hopes of getting that one in place. I mean, if the towers would have come up, then it would have been worth it, but you know, SunShinE was there in time and therefore was able to cancel the expansion, even though his Dark Ranger went down completely unnecessarily. Imagine he had that one with his army, it would have been even more clear over battle. Let's see, Nature's Blessing not yet on the Tree of Life, so he can snipe this one out if it doesn't get scouted in time, and if SunShinE doesn't do anything about the Zappers. Oh, using his town portal right now, so somehow, with the sentry ward here, he saw the Zappers coming in, and this is gonna mean Spell is gonna have wasted a lot of resources, even using Staff of Sanctuary on one of the Zappers, so that one might come into play later eventually. Paladin 3rd is out right now. Priest, Adapter upgrade being researched. No Mortar teams on the field yet, so it's only the heroes, Knight, couple of casters, and oops. And okay, he's still sitting at 50 supplies, so he doesn't want to produce anything more just now, whereas SunShinE has already gone over 50, sitting at 56. Got decent healers, 3-4 against 4-1-1. He bring us, okay, he's got the staff. Oh, of course, yeah, he's just Zapper already. Yeah, he's got the staff. Dark Ranger, of course, is gonna have to be careful of the nuke, but as long as there are no level 3, second and third heroes, it's still going to be, you know, rather easy to handle for the Knight Death play. Actually, 2 staffs of preservation on the Dark Ranger. Eventually, she's gonna pass one onto the Panda, but for now, the Paladin is the target. But then again, there's the staff on the AM as well, so he can use that if he wants to, if it becomes necessary, which it might will, if the Druids are able to keep up with the Paladin and continuously slow him. But actually, looks like SunShinE realized that as well and decided to switch focus, to which Spell reacts by passing the Staff of Preservation to the Paladin, giving him the chance to staff this Sorceress and potentially switch the staff back to the AM in order to staff the Paladin if it becomes necessary. Which it might. Actually staffing the, passing the staff to the Mountain King right now. Staffing the Paladin as mentioned, and he's in the back of the human base, so completely safe from being killed. Dark Ranger actually with the orb here, that's kind of interesting to completely... Okay, never mind, he passed the orb to the panda. Of course, he can only either use the orb effect or the dark arrow. So that's what I was wondering about, but now he's going to be able to use both. Since the staff is on the panda, Barracks taking some damage, but level 2 masonry upgrade doing quite a good job. 59 supply against 59, so completely even in that aspect. No upgrades for the Night Elf, 1-0 upgrades on the Knights, 1-0 upgrades on the Mortar teams. And yeah, he's gonna have to go into the fight eventually. A ton of peasants has gone down to the Breath of Fire. First Bear is being staffed in time. First Fairy Dragon joining the army as well. That's gonna come in very handy against the sorceresses. And the Priest's Drunken Haze. Cloak of Shadows dropped actually in order to do what exactly, not quite sure. But the panda is going down to the nuke. And Dark Ranger, yeah, she just staffed that bear, therefore the staff was on cooldown, which might not have been the greatest decision by SunShinE. Is even gonna lose one more bear. And that is gonna help Spell a lot here in order to gain the high ground in this game. One bear gonna use Rejuvenation on himself right now. Panda immediately rebought at the tavern, but of course without mana, he's not gonna be of any help in the upcoming fights. So Spell pushing SunShinE back. Let's see, yeah, nice use of the Knight here to block. He still has the staff on the panda though as well, so bear is being staffed, is being saved, no problem. And maybe this could give Spell the opportunity to try and go for that second expansion again if he wants to. Of course, the problem with this kind of playstyle on a map like TS is that there's not too much to creep. I mean, the only major camps that are left are the mercenary camps. Therefore, he's not going to be able to creep both his second and third hero up to level 3, which he usually would like to do on a map like Twisted Meadows, for example, on which I feel like this playstyle is a lot more viable against Night Elf than it is on TS.
Our warriors have engaged.
Then again, he probably didn't plan to go into the late game with only one expansion without an economy advantage, because that's not exactly what you want as human, even though he's tier 3 already. Claws of attack, I'm assuming, for the Dark Ranger. Panda level 5 by now. So the Breath of Fire is going to be huge. And of course, every kill is going to get him closer to level 6 at this point. Still only one staff for Spell. Of course, he can pass it around in between the heroes, but having two like SunShinE will of course make his micro a lot easier. So Spell only one mortar team, so he's lacking damage output against these Dryads a little bit, which might be the reason for him pulling back, at least for now. Of course, with these towers helping him out, he's probably gonna have no problem with taking a fight. But the question is, will SunShinE be willing to take a fight like that? And the answer might be no. He's gonna get the snipe on one of the mortar teams here. And that's probably all he's going to do for now. Yeah, just heading back. Or not. Quickly checking, still no upgrades for him. Even though he's closing in on 80 supply already, and he saved up a lot of resources, well, kinda a lot of resources already. Rejuvenation immediately stolen by the break here onto the Knight. And it looks like SunShinE would like to go into a fight right now. Of course, the level 5 Panda is a huge deal, especially given that Spell does not have a single heal scroll. I mean, he's keeping the pressure up here, killing or at least forcing the staff of reinforcements over and over again, and that really hurts Spell because he wants to get a proper army in one place to, position it like he wants, but he didn't get a chance to do so far. First cast has already gone down, second one had to be staffed once again. The Mountain King is now in a bit of trouble. There is still Holy Light on the Paladin, but he's using the staff another time instead, and now without the Mountain King it's gonna look even worse. Now the Breaker's going down, so SunShinE is doing everything right here, at least at the moment. Maybe he could get another expansion in place while keeping this pressure up, maybe here, and then eventually, okay, actually this has been crapped already, so yeah, maybe he could just build an expansion here. This is actually, okay, another Wisp coming in, but Bear. But Spell seems to be thinking the same thing, because he used the Flare down there already in order to make sure there's no expansion there. Because it would seem like a logical step by SunShinE, and it looks like that might just be what he's gonna do. Or maybe it's just gonna be a scout.
I await your command.
Gonna keep the pressure up. Another knight is gonna run into trouble here if the Druids pay attention, which they do too late. So he's gonna get into the back of his base, the breaker being microed out in time as well. Now both are sitting at 80 supply and actually 1,700 gold saved up. Is he getting more moonwells at some place? Apparently he isn't, only getting another Tree of Life right now, but he's not gonna have the supply capacity to go over 80 supply anytime soon.
Research finished.
At least he's getting some upgrades right now. First attack upgrade finished, Ultra Vision upgrade researching right now as well. Whereas Spell has already broken into high upkeep, and if he's gonna get a fight with like 95 or 100 supply against these 80 of his opponent while he's saving up so much gold, maybe he's gonna be able to pull a victory here. TP even used by the IEM. He wants to unite this army. He cannot sandwich his opponent basically with mortar teams from the one side and knights from the other, because the mortar teams will just get crushed. But as it is right now, it's looking pretty, well, promising at least for Spell, given the position he's in. The Druids moving forward against these mortar teams. First Druid has been killed. Heal scroll is available on the Panda. He should probably use that right now, which is exactly what he's doing. Level up about to occur for the Mountain King. One knight has been stabbed here on the front. Another knight as well as another bear are gonna fall, but the Druids are looking to be in a horrible position. Mountain King's gotta be careful as well, though. Still no level 3 for him. Now there's the level 3, and the Dark Ranger is actually the hero who's got a town portal out. Tons of units saved here at pretty low HP for SunShinE, but he still definitely didn't get the fight he wanted here, and maybe he shouldn't have gone into that fight. I'm not sure if he realized that his opponent was up at like 93 supply when the fight started. But given that he's getting that second expansion into place, and actually this bear wasn't even with the army, and given that he had like 2,000 gold saved up, well, maybe he shouldn't have gone into the fight. Maybe he thought Spell wasn't going to break into high upkeep as well, and he would be the one able to reproduce faster. But the way the fight went, he's going to be the one who's got to catch up army-wise right now, which of course he's doing out of 2 Ancients of Lore and not the Ancient of Wind, apparently. Could get another fairy. Okay, he still has 2 fairy dragons alive, which is enough against 4 or 5 casters, 6 casters actually, plus 3 heroes. Maybe a 3rd fairy dragon could be produced by SunShinE. Problem is though that the Panda is level 5.5 already. So if that one reaches level 6, of course, that's not going to be great news for Spell. And Spell apparently 2-3 upgrades on the Knights. And the Mortar team is 1-0 still on the Mortars. Master both casters actually, Master Priests and Master Sock. So he's got a huge lead in terms of upgrades. 1 heal scroll only though on the Mountain King, and he's gonna go for the snipe on the Tree of Life, and TP has to be used even though SunShinE is so close, and it looks like Tree is still gonna fall. Town Portal is not even gonna come in, so Spell's gonna get this one more or less unpunished. I'm assuming Town Portal would have been right on top of the casters and the mortar teams, so at least Spell would have lost a lot of stuff in return for getting this Tree of Life killed. But like it went right now, that's like, wow, as good as it gets for Spell in terms of trading here. 78 supply for SunShinE against 88 for Spell. SunShinE has spent the majority of his gold. 1-0 upgrades still only for him. 2-0 in production. The peasants start doing long distance mining. Actually, the bear here comes in handy in this situation. And Spell, well, I mean, they both have 1 gold mine right now. Spell's gold mine is only gonna last for about 3.5 more minutes, so eventually time's gonna run out on him, and he's of course getting less gold than his opponent because he's in high upkeep already. So I'm assuming he's gonna wanna take a fight eventually, and this position doesn't look all that bad for him. So first Dryad is about to fall already to the mortar teams. The bears are taking tons of damage, maybe, okay, even using illusions, that's why he's got so many bears, but still not too well rounded of an army by the Sweet here. Level 3 on the Paladin as the fight starts. Holy Light going on one of the Knights. The Fairy Dragons doing plenty of damage to the casters. Polymorph even used against some of the bears. Breath of Fire coming in though, and the Panda is so close to level 6 already. It's 64 supply against 68 spells, slightly ahead. The bears completely useless, but the Panda is level 6. Bolt is going on him, and is he gonna get the kill on the Panda? He does! So the Panda is falling, and that is of course horrible news for SunShinE, who just reached the level 6 with his hero, but not able to use the Storm, Earth and Fire, at least for now. Let's see, is that Fairy Dragon gonna get away? Apparently it is, because damage output against that one is limited to only the IEM and the Water Elementals at the moment. Tree of Eternity even has to pull back. He doesn't even have the Dispel available, and the wow, okay. Bolt goes on the bear here, gets the kill, even though he uses that, but that of course was completely useless. Panda rebought in the middle, so he does have the greater mana potion. He has some moonbells around here, so he's gonna have plenty of moon shoes to use here. He can just use the ultimate immediately if he wants to. Mountain King level 4 as well, ultimate used right now, spell immediately turning around here. Cyclone on the IEM, he might just use the town portal as soon as Cyclone ends, and that's exactly what's happening. There's definitely no way he's gonna want to take a fight against the Storm, Earth and Fire. Water Metal goes down, but other than that, Spell got out of this fight rather unharmed. And still up at 73 supply. I'm guessing he's just gonna wait for the Storm, Earth and Fire to run out, which is gonna give SunShinE a bit of time to get his Tree of Eternity in place. But then he's gonna have to defend it without Storm, Earth and Fire. Of course, level 5 Panda or level 6 Panda with level 3 Breath of Fire. Still a huge weapon, but a lot less of a weapon than Storm, Earth and Fire Panda. Actually, this one. How did he just see that one? Not quite sure. Maybe used like flare or something. Not sure. Anyways, long distance mining continues. The Dark Ranger and Panda used some moon shoes. Panda back to full HP. Maybe anti-magic potion or heal potion or something to you know, prevent Spell from just nuking him. But then again, the Dark Ranger might be a very viable target as well, since the Mountain King and the Paladin have their level 2 nukes available right now. 78 supply for Spell, but of course he's gonna have to break this now. He's up by about 20 supply. His gold mine is going to run out right now, so he's gonna have to make this work, and he's gonna have to strike now unless he wants to fight the Panda ultimate again. Tree of Eternity uprooted. Silence going into the casters, hitting the IEM as well. First Bear is being staffed here, is falling to the Mortar team focus right now. Panda still in the back. I feel like he should really bring in the first Breath of Fire to kick off this fight. Because a pretty awkward position for the Bears here in this, at this small choke. Like ideally he would want to fight in an open area with all these Bears and with a Panda to get around the casters and the Mortars. Tree of Eternity is still not in place. At least this goldmine is mining, and it's gonna mine for a long time. So even if this one dies, Spell still like hasn't won the game, because you know there's still gonna be gold income for SunShinE, and he's waiting for as long as he can here. Breath of Fire coming in from the top. That was some nice movement by the Panda. Casters already taken plenty of damage. Not a single heal scroll for Spell, moving his casters down to the bottom right now. Next Breath of Fire coming in, one Mortar team going on, another Mortar team going on. Tree of Eternity is going to survive, as it seems. Level 4 on the Paladin, and the casters are completely clumped up. Then again, Panda might have to take care as well. Drunken Haze coming in, and he's using the ultimate as the Mountain King was about to get the nuke in place here apparently, and now Spell is probably going to be forced to fight here if he wants to stay in this game. But is it going to be enough? The Earth Elemental is going to be the first one, which is going to be focused. One Knight being staffed here, another Cyclone on the IEM. Earth Elemental has gone down, Storm Elemental is going to fall as well, as it seems, so it's only going to be the Fire Elemental left. The Dark Ranger still not even close to level 6. The Paladin has to take care though, and if that one goes down, that would be a huge deal. And actually the Tree of Eternity kills the Paladin here, so at least no experience, but the Panda falls as well. Fire Elemental is going down. Right now it's the 2 human heroes plus 1 caster plus a couple of knights against 3 bears and a Dark Ranger, and there's still gold income for the Night Death player. But at the same time, he's going to lose his Tree of Eternity. Is Spell somehow going to be able to get his Paladin back? That is the question, and for now the answer is no. He's down to 104 gold. He's got some items on the Mountain King, which he could sell. The Tree of Eternity finally going on, level 5 MK. Of course, another huge boost in terms of his damage output. And There's a fairy dragon sitting in front of the tavern. Panda is being revived in the altar though. He somehow has to try and win time. Maybe just run and let a few Moonwells go down. Let the Ancients of Law go down. As long as he's got income, as long as he's getting his Panda back, he can still take this game. Staff of Preservation right now, of course, going to the top, to the bottom here. So Bear's not even getting close to the Moonwells when they're being staffed. Next Knight is in trouble. The staff is actually on the Mountain King. Using that just in time, waiting so long. He really wants to push his luck as far as possible. Next bolt is definitely going to take down this bear if he wants to, and that's exactly the case here. IEM also level 6.5 already, and level 6 for the Dark Ranger now as well. The last knight, at least the last knight which is in the fight right now, has been stolen. He's going for the nuke on the Dark Ranger. Is he gonna get it? The Mountain King, he's gonna have mana for another bolt soon. Going for the block here. Shop uprooted to make some space for the Dark Ranger. Silence on the Mountain King. She's gonna have to try and outrun this. Going for another move where the bolt is gonna come in just a second. Panda at the same time at about like 80% back. Dark Ranger running to the shop. He's got plenty of gold. He's reaching the shop range, but the stun isn't gonna last long enough. No, it's not. Invul Potion bought and Town Portal used by the Dark Ranger to the bottom right now. Panda is going to come back. Spell is down to 37 supply against the 38 of his opponent. The bear not quite enough mana to get the rejuvenation in place, and he's gonna have to be very careful here if he starts harassing, because if the IEM is coming in with mass teleport, then this Dark Ranger might be in trouble, and he realizes that apparently. Running away right now. The bear does have the mana right now to change into adept shape and get rejuvenation on the Dark Ranger. Panda is back as well. He doesn't have to go the mana to use his ultimate at the moment. Has to make sure not to die immediately. Anti-magic potion used. The Mountain King does have another bolt available. Panda saving up mana here. Dark Ranger still not getting rejuvenation. And now the ultimate has been used. Mountain King has passed the staff to the IEM already, so he is getting cycloned right now, but I think the damage output isn't enough to finish the Mountain King, at least for now. The Breaker's probably gonna fall if he wants to. Yeah, Breaker falls. And this is looking worse and worse for Spell, as there's still gold income for the Night Death player. Mountain King gets the taunt here, attacks the pandas again, but staff used in time, so Mountain King survives. But now the IEM is in trouble. He doesn't have any more TP available, and the last knight being charmed right now, and there's the GG by Spell. What a game to kick off this best of 3. I think during the late mid game, when after Spell had lost this second expansion, it wasn't looking too good for him. SunShinE kept the pressure up, you know, stopping these mortar teams over and over again from joining the army at the top right corner. And then, for some reason, he gave Spell the chance to get back into this game. He took the fight at 80 supply against 93, I think, with about 2,000 gold in the bank. Therefore, opened up this match and even gave Spell the chance. Well, Spell, of course, capitalized greatly on that. Gave him the chance to eventually even get the expansion on the top killed. And then later on get even the Tree of Eternity on the top killed. Because he couldn't get into the fight there. He had basically only bears. He didn't have the Panda ultimate available. Therefore, the Tree of Eternity eventually went down. But he paid for that with the Paladin. And the Dark Ranger got level 6. And the Panda was able to be revived in time. Spell wasn't able to, you know, finish off the Night Death quickly enough. And then in the end, with several Panda ultimates, with several charms on Spell's Knights, SunShinE was able to close the game.